What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Shane, or as you might know me, Posthart, and this is my 5-inch Wildman Punisher. Now, I flew this at Airfest in Argonia, Kansas on an Aerotech M1550. Now, that motor fits inside of this case. This is an Aerotech 75-6400 case. Well, this one is a Dr. Rocket. It just means a special color and that it's old, but it's the same thing. Anyways, that motor is like barely an M motor. It's like 9%, right? So obviously the next step up is to fly it on something like this. Now this is a CTI 98 6XL case, and the motor specifically that I'm putting in it is an O3400. And look at me when I say this, okay? I'm scared, all right? This is terrifying. This is gonna go like Mach 2.3-ish and like 35,000 feet. I have never flown that high or that fast. I've gone like probably a little over Mach 1 and like 15,000 feet. So there's things that you gotta think about with it that I don't know how to think about them, but I'm gonna try because I really want this rocket back. But anyway, for me to put these into perspective for you, this motor, the one that was in this case, is like 5,600 Newton seconds, and the peak thrust of it is like 500 pounds. Or for people using the metric system, it could lift like 1,500 bananas, okay? Which is, you know, quite a few bananas, obviously. But anyways, this is like 21,000 Newton seconds, and the peak thrust of it could lift like 3,500 bananas. It also burns for twice as long as that motor. I'm gonna reiterate this here, okay? And, you know, look at me again. I'm scared, okay? This is gonna be gnarly, and in its current state, it will not take that motor. It will go into a bunch of pieces, and I will cry. So there's a few things that we need to do. I need to sand all the paint off of the fins here, so I can do carbon tip to tip, and then I'm also gonna do charge cannons for the ejection charges at apogee. I'm going to change the rail buttons and a few other things. But the main thing is the tip to tip, because otherwise it'll just come apart. It'll look cool, but it won't look cool for my wallet or for my sanity. So, first things first, I need to sand this paint off. Let's start doing that. Before we can actually move on to everybody's favorite part of building rockets, there are a few things we gotta deal with first. Like, for example, taking off the aeropack retainer that is still somehow coated in dust from Argonia, Kansas. I don't know how it happens, but the dirt gets everywhere, and it's so gnarly. After that, of course, the rail button, which actually got pretty mangled in the last flight, and I probably would have replaced it anyway. But now, it's time for sanding. Wait, no, what are you doing? Go grab the palm sander, you psychopath. What are you, oh my god, this guy's insane. What's he thinking? There's a palm sander like 15 feet from him. He should go, this is gonna take forever. He's gonna be dead before he's done with this. Oh, this guy's so dumb. How long is it going to take for him to realize? It better be soon. Oh, thank God. Now, let's move on to the actual sanding.
There's someone out there, I'll pack my bags to Rio. She's a dancer, but I'm a drummer. I'm lost in this world, but I found myself in Rio.
This sucks. Look at this. I mean, I didn't really expect anything less. I did like, I don't know, probably 12 coats of paint on this when I first painted it, knowing that I was going to be doing this. So this is entirely my doing. But that's okay, because I got cool pictures of it for my L3, which I'm super happy about. Anyways, back to sanding. After numerous hours of sanding, I finally have all of the paint off and a clean surface. I'm going to start making the templates that I'm going to use to cut out the carbon. It's just some cardstock that I got at Walmart. Nothing really special, so enjoy the time lapse. After getting the templates to a point that I was happy with them, I headed inside for some reason that we'll discuss in a moment, and took to tracing and cutting the carbon cloth. I ended up just using a silver permanent marker, and to my surprise, it worked amazingly. I haven't ever worked with carbon fiber cloth, so I was really just taking a shot in the dark here. You might notice that this first layer is actually cut at a 45-degree angle from the top layer. That's done on purpose. Having the difference in weave directions helps add just a little bit of strength, which I was certainly not against for this project. Now back to taking this inside. I do not recommend this. It was a terrible idea. I'm not entirely certain why I did it, but as you can see, there's carbon fiber cloth all over our coffee table, and it took quite a while to clean it all up, and I was definitely left with carbon fiber splinters, but that's probably my own fault for not wearing gloves. I started out the layup process by pouring all of my mixed West Systems epoxy onto a plate to ensure that it wouldn't flash cure while I was working with it. And before this layup, it had been quite some time since I'd really done any proper composite work, and I gotta say, I was pretty nervous. I was fairly certain that I'd make some stupid small mistake that would really end up costing me in the end. However, that thankfully didn't happen. Everything went super smooth, and I could not be happier with how it came out. The biggest tip I can really give with composite layups is to wet your surface first and then lay the cloth down and pull the epoxy up through the cloth using a chip brush of your favorite flavor. This will ensure that the bond between the surface and your cloth is about as good as it can be without using the whole process of vacuum bagging. Alright, all of the carbon is on. I decided I'm not going to wrap the leading edges. It seems like overkill. It's only a little over Mach 2 and it's like 3 seconds. Yeah, I may end up epoxying the leading edges with like Proline or something, but I'm just going to kind of start sanding it and see if there's any concerning spots on the leading edges, and that'll decide if I end up epoxying them or not. But anyways, I'm going to throw on a mask and some gloves and start sanding. Camera battery's almost dead, and I'm sure you guys don't want to see sanding anyways, so I'm going to do this off camera. Alright, I got all of the sides sanded somewhat smooth. I didn't want to sand too deep because then I would just be sanding into the cloth, which would be weakening it. So I sanded it somewhat smooth, and I'm going to fill it with West Systems with West 410 mixed in. They're like micro balloons, I think is what they're called. I don't remember. But it sands super easy and it'll just fill all the pinholes. But that is not the next step. The next step is adding basically an ablative layer to the leading edges so that the carbon fiber can't peel up when it's going fast. So to do that, I'm going to use Proline and just paint a thin strip along the leading edges of all the fins. Yeah, I don't know how much epoxy I'm going to mix up, but I'm going to go mix some up and start laying this on. I've never done this before, so you're going to learn with me. Let's see how it goes. Alright, as you can see, maybe, I don't know, they're not very close. I got them all sanded to where they're smooth, making sure not to sand into the carbon fiber, because that would kind of eliminate the whole point of doing what I just did. So, I basically just made new leading edges that cover the leading edges of the carbon fiber, and then sanded it smooth. Now I'm mixing up West Systems. I have 410, West 410. It's a micro balloon filler sitting right there in that little white container in the corner of the screen that I'm going to mix into this, and a whatever that thing is called over there. Squeegee? No. Can't remember what those are called. Anyways, I'm going to apply it to all this to fill all the holes that's in the carbon fiber. So, enjoy the probably time lapse because this will take a while. Oh, I should mention I've never worked with 410 before, so this is my first time doing it. Braden and Taylor both sing its praises, so we'll see how it actually is and how I like it. Alright, well, that should do it for now. Supposedly it sounds really easy, so hopefully it does, because there's a lot on there.
Yep.
It's quite a bit. Guess I'll do the next two sets here in a little bit once that kind of sets up, but went on pretty nice. Alright, it's finally time to put the motor together. I'm really afraid of this. This is my first 98 though, so I'm pretty excited. It does have to be glued. Braden is going to help me do that. But I'm just going to start test fitting all of the grains right now, make sure that they fit in the liner. So enjoy the time lapse of building this motor. Alright, the grains have been sitting in the liner glued for, what, like 10 hours?
Yep.
They're probably mostly there. I gotta put this together so I know where the CG is, so I know how much nose weight to add, because we leave tomorrow morning. So let's finish putting it together.
Pudding.
listeners can see me right now. That's fine. We talked to Bryce Tranis, shout out him. Thank you for letting us know that we can just apply the force and it's fine. Because these O-rings don't want to go in.
How with your rocket?
Alright. Oh, I don't know if they can see me or not. That's how you build a ZTI 986XL load. It sucks. That is a horrible experience.
Up a little bit.
Kind of a puny rocket for an 3400.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, it's gonna scoot.
Fronted row with the hybrid. Copy, thanks very much. You're under full scoot, help me up.
How you feeling right now?
Nervous, but hopeful. Not much I can do at this point. It's gonna fly.
From Victorville, California, has a rocket called the View from Halfway Up. It's on a Cicerone O3400. Stratologger on board with ORC-2 featherweight GPS. We're going to launch pad E4. We're armed to have a clear range and a clear sky. Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice uneventful boost on the O.
Dude, look at it coasting, holy crap.
Beautiful flight.
It'll come back.
Yeah.
Beautiful burn. Dude, I can still see it.
All right, waiting for an event on that one.
What was Shane expecting for altitude?
35.
It's still going up, for sure.
Oh, it's coming over. I see the smoke trail.
You got what?
I see smoke up there. Yeah, it's coming over.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, looking at an event on that one.
What's the descent rate on the featherweight?
We don't have anything.
Okay, we saw an event, but we don't know how it's coming down.
Alright, that is it. We made it back. The flight was incredible. That was such a sick motor. I want to give a huge thank you to Eric Beavers, because without him, this would have not happened. So massive thank you to him. There's a lot of mock rash on the rocket, which I'm super stoked about. I've never flown anything fast enough to actually have that, so it's super, super cool. But it does need repainted once again. I don't know when I'll do that. It probably won't be recorded either, because now this is just a fun rocket that I can fly. I got 34,000 and change out of it, and like Mach 2.3, I can't actually guarantee that, but my sims were really close as far as altitude goes, so I'm gonna trust Ras Aero here and say that it went Mach 2.3. Main came out at apogee, you know, it is what it is. I did have big charges. I was really afraid that I wasn't gonna be able to get a parachute out, So I had big charges to make sure that, or even if it was the main that came out, it was a parachute and I was happy. Thankfully, there was not a lot of winds aloft on the day that I flew, so it only landed like a mile and a half away from our campsite, which was great. We just drove right up to it on the lake bed. It was sick. But with that being said, that is going to end the video. My name is Shane, or as you might know me, Postart. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos. Hit the like button, comment, I don't know, something. You find me online, hprtools.com. If you want anything 3D printed, I can do it. Follow me on Instagram if you want, at Shane Harris Photo. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.